Hello, Namaskar viewers. I am Sanjeev Pandya welcoming you to the weekly edition of the Business Talk with AJ right here on ITV Gold. This weekly show brings you all the latest updates that you need to know from the world of business, not only in the US but all over the world. That means global business news. We put them together and bring them to you every week in this show, the Business Talk with AJ. And this is all brought to you by Size CPS Services, a complete, very well known and recognized accounting firm doing accounting, payroll, taxes, bookkeeping, and also personal taxation as well as corporate taxation, and advise you on where to invest money before the year end. So this is the right time for you to contact Size CPS Services, and their experience and knowledgeable CPAs will definitely help you out in figuring that where to invest money, how much to put in 401k before December 31st, so that way you can do your taxes right. And for that, I'd like to welcome Mr. AJ Kumar of Size CPS Services to the show. AJ, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you, Sanjeevji. I'm great. I'm good.
All right.
I'm looking
You're
forward
great.
to
You're
Thanksgiving
good.
and Christmas. I mean, it's a good time of the year.
Exactly. Thanksgiving already celebrated. So हमारे जो जितने भी viewers हैं, वो I'm sure that they are just relaxing at home because Thanksgiving celebrate हो गया. Now we all look forward to Christmas and New Year's Day, and pretty soon 2022 is going to be over.
Absolutely.
Can't wait for that. Anyway, so let's move on and let's start with this business news. Finally, stock market is saying, you know, some rise, and it's good news for investors.
Absolutely. So we have been seeing a lot of turmoil, a lot of scare based on the third quarter's result and based on a lot of companies not showing the result that they were expecting to show. So stock market has been acting weird. One day it's up, one day it's down. For last few days, we have seen stock market consistently going up, especially certain shares, the entertainment share, that the technology shares are doing much better than what we expected, and that shows confidence in the market. We are expecting a lot of experts are expecting the market to behave better in next 30 to 60 days. A lot of investors are counting on market to go stronger. So we are expecting the stock market to grow better, to have positive results in next 30 to 60 days. In
You know, normally Thanksgiving holidays, during Thanksgiving holidays, the stock market really generally prefers well. And day before Thanksgiving, stock market was up, and it was helped by Caterpillar and IBM and many other companies.
Absolutely, mostly the IT companies and especially the entertainment companies. And if you take a step back, the stock market is more about the perception. When people feel good, positive about the market, about their life, that's when the stock market behaves better. So typically during this season, during the last couple of months of the year, stock market tends to do better. The stock market expected to go down in the winter when it snows and everything, and then it comes back during summer again.
Okay, and somehow there is some kind of connection between the US stock market and China. Obviously, China is, especially Shanghai, is still under very heavy COVID restrictions, and Chinese people are extremely tired of this very, very harsh, conditions and hard restrictions the government has put in, because there is no slowdown of COVID cases.
Right, especially this time of the year when you're talking about the corona, you're talking about the flu, we are talking about the RSV. All these things, they have similar symptoms. All these viruses, RSV virus, corona, flu, they all have similar symptoms, and it creates confusion. It creates a scare in general population, and they assume the worst. So the good thing is, for last 2 years, because people were extremely careful with corona, we did not see that bad sign of flu or RSV. So this year we are expecting a little bit more than last year in terms of flu, RSV, but we advise everybody to be precautious, because you don't really know if it's corona or flu or RSV. As soon as people see sign, they tend to get scared.
But anyway, for China, it's been recognized as corona, and the country, for almost now 2.5 years, they've been having really hard time.
Absolutely.
to tackle with this corona problem. That's where corona was originated from China. So China is really under heavy things. Now continue with the stock market news. Of course, we brought in that angle that how China is connected with the stock market rise here in the US. One good sign is Disney World, which is extremely popular destination for vacationers to go in and have a great time. Disney World had seen some rough time in the last couple of years because their major revenue, Ajayji, comes from their animation department.
Absolutely.
They produce wonderful animated films, and lately that hasn't been doing well, and of course the Disney share was going down. So the board of directors decided to make a change. They are bringing back Disney's one of the most successful CEOs in history. Bob Iger is coming back, and they have let Bob Chapek go because he wasn't really producing the fine results.
Absolutely, and we are expecting great results. When Bob Iger was there as the CEO of Disney, shares were doing very well. Disney was showing positive results under Bob Chapek. We did not really see that much growth, especially in the animation side. The movies were not doing as well, and you have to take everything in perspective. During Bob Chapek's time, we had the Corona situation as well. People were not really going out of the way to enjoy the movies. So now Corona is over. Bob is back, Bob Iger is back.
Yes.
So we are expecting things to change. We are expecting Disney to come
it's
back.
more like he knows the pulse of Disney's customers.
You are right.
He knows
they have their own
Disney
expertise.
World what kind of promotions to be done, what kind of animation. He knows it, and that's why Bob Iger
He is
has
successful.
a very successful
He
track
has
record.
done it earlier, and we are hoping that he can do it again.
All right. Moving on to this, this has been one of the biggest problems in the nation, and that has to do with opioid. Opioid is one drug which has taken, many lives, and once people get hooked onto it, there is no turning back. There has been several investigations about this drug, and FDA and everybody, they have put in a really control on opioid. Finally, after investigation, what comes out is that Walmart has agreed to pay $3.1 billion, and between CVS and the Walgreens, they're going to pay $5 billion penalty
Absolutely.
for selling opioid through their pharmacies.
That's a large amount. We are not talking about million. We are talking about $1 billion. Walmart, it may not be the large amount for Walmart, but consider $3.1 billion by Walmart and $5 billion with the CVS and Walgreens added together. And this drug is supposed to be restricted drug. You cannot just go, it's not OTC, but the problem was they were not doing their due diligence in giving the drug, in selling the drug. So after investigation, it was found out that their way of selling the drug was not appropriate or was too loose. It was easily available at their store, and as a penalty, these stores are paying this much money back to the government.
Yep, so that is the news. And then now, of course, we are in holiday season. Black Friday has begun. Whether you shop online or whether you go to the malls, of course, Black Friday sales are everywhere. You can hardly miss it. So now, how holiday inflation will affect, how inflation will affect holiday shopping, that's in the news.
Absolutely. So if you think about it, inflation is the highest at this point of time. Compared to what we have seen in years.
8.2%.
That's amazing. 8.2% of inflation. I mean, this country typically runs on 2%, 3%. So 8% may not sound good, but consider this 4 times higher than what it usually is. So we are expecting people to be cautious about their money, and especially this season when a lot of retailers will not be opening up on Thanksgiving Day, did not open up on Thanksgiving Day. To attract the customers, a lot of these retailers have been running the Black Friday sale throughout the month of November or throughout the December. The fact is, the prices are expected to be cheaper after Christmas than before Christmas. This year we are expecting a lot of sales to not go through, meaning the demand wouldn't be there. There is a lot of production, but the demand is not going to be there. People are cautious about the money. So after the holiday season is over, a lot of these retailers will have to get rid of their stuff. So they have to put a lot of the stuff on fire sale, to say.
Yeah, according to some survey, consumers are going to spend average about $1,400 during the holiday
Which is
season.
similar to what they have been
Yes.
spending earlier.
But now the priority is to keep money on the side for gas,
Absolutely.
for the groceries, and for the other items, because everything has become so expensive. And my only concern is, I always ask that, is there a way back, and will these prices be reduced in the future once inflation settles down and once the country is out of the mild recession, if there is going to be any? Will it settle down, or we'll have to just get used to with these prices? That remains to be seen. Now talk about holiday shopping, and for you, for some people who like to shop online, obviously they must be familiar with Amazon, and there is another portal called Etsy.
Yes.
Etsy has really, really good, interesting products. They have some unique products. So Goldman Sachs, they have named Amazon and Etsy as the top stocks heading into 2022 holiday season.
Absolutely. A lot of people after the COVID situation in last 2 years got hooked up to Amazon and Etsy type of platform where nobody wants to be getting early on Black Friday morning, getting in the line and trying to go through this whole crowd and buy the stuff. People feel it's convenient. People feel cozy sitting at their home and buying, comparing what they need and trying to find the best price. So Amazon, Etsy, these online platforms are the way for the future where the sales are going to grow.
You know, Amazon, okay, but Etsy, the way Etsy has really made up all the way up there, that is interesting. And obviously, listen, once you have good product, people will come
absolutely.
out.
People will find you
People will find you and people
absolutely.
will pay for it, and that will happen. All right, with that note, we're getting ready to take a break. But remember, Science CPA Services is a place for you for all your personal taxation related matters, or if you want to start a business, open a company, you can contact them. Any question you have related to your taxes or even for investment, reach out to Science CPA Services, and their experienced, knowledgeable, on-hand CPAs will definitely help you out through a phone call, through Zoom, or through Facebook. Anything is all possible. They can be reached at 908-380-6876 or visit sciencecpaservices.com. When we come back after the break, we're going to have a lot more business related stories for you, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the second half of the Business Talk with AJ right here on ITV Gold. You can always find us every week right here on ITV Gold, and we only bring you business stories, but not only business stories, but stories that you may have missed. We bring you those stories also, so that way you can be updated. And on the second half, we begin with the currency rate. What's the currency rate of Indian rupee versus dollar?
Absolutely. So the currency has been fluctuating around high 81s, 81.7, 81.8. In the next 30 days, we are expecting the currency rate to be stronger. US dollar will be much stronger compared to Indian rupees. We are expecting the currency rate to go 85. Probably the first time it will cross 85. But the next 90 days average is expected to go down again. So assume a sine curve where the price will go up to 85, around 85, then it will settle down around 82, 82.5. So right now, this is the lowest you see as far as the next 90 days is concerned.
Okay, and the gold price?
Gold price has been fluctuating around 1700 per ounce. We are expecting the gold price to stay in the same range around 1700 in next year or two. We are not expecting gold prices to be changing, fluctuating strongly in next foreseeable future unless the stock market really behaves badly. As long as the stock market is behaving the way it is behaving, we are expecting the gold prices to remain around 1700 per ounce.
All right, so after the currency rate and the gold price, let's move on to the business news. You know, when they say that when there is something too good to be true, obviously you should watch out for it. But many people, you know, really fall into that prey, and then they realize that they have lost so much money. I'm talking about Ponzi scheme. Ponzi schemes actually happens, you know, any time of the year, but during a holiday season, Ponzi scheme really hits up. And here's a story where two Ethiopian men were two men arrested. I believe they were Nigerian in this massive cryptocurrency $575 million Ponzi scheme.
Absolutely, I'm glad you brought it up, Sanjeevji. Especially this time of the year, the holiday season, there is a lot of spams, lot of scams happening. People are typically happy, they have some side money for the gift buying, for enjoying the holiday, and this is the money that these scammers are eyeing. So if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. I mean, we have seen NRIA going bust, filing bankruptcy. They were offering 18% to 24% return. I mean, in the market, expecting 24% return is not practical. So when you see something too good to be true, be careful. check with somebody, check their reviews on the internet, check with your accountant, check with your attorney before you invest too much money into this type of platform. We have seen multiple examples. This is cryptocurrency we are
Yes,
talking about.
cryptocurrency, yes.
$575 million of scam we are talking about.
Yep.
Move on the cryptocurrency to FTX, Sanjeev ji.
Yes, FTX. FTX, it's like, so much to talk about FTX that
Absolutely.
our entire show is not going to be enough. There's so much stories coming out of FTX and, Sam Bankman-Fried, known as SBF, the founder of it, right? It all started in 2014, and 8 years later, this, FTX cryptocurrency, which used the celebrities such as Tom Brady in their commercials. They also named the stadium rights after FTX name and everything just fell apart.
Absolutely.
It is unbelievable, and people are still trying to figure out, analysts are still trying to figure out that how did that happen. If I'm not mistaken, I think Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF, is going to be at Capitol next week sometime for
Next
a hearing.
Tuesday.
He's going to have to, next Tuesday, he's going to have to answer some congressman's question that how did this happen?
Well, the fact remains, when it's too good to be true, then it's not something that you want to get into. Now, more research is done into it, more things will pop up. As people look into it, they will find more and more details. Now, FTX has already filed Chapter 11, reorganization. They have billions, not millions, billions of dollars of debt that they say they cannot pay back. Now, how it happened, why it happened, who was greedy, how they got the approval, these all things will show up in the next weeks, in the next months. But just be careful during the holiday season, during the year. If you sounds too good to be true, there was a time when in cryptocurrency people were investing $1 and collecting $100 or expecting to collect $100, 100 times, 1,000 times.
Yeah.
If it's there's no easy money. The only way to get rich is to work hard, day after day.
According to this news, and the number changes all the time. Right now, they're saying FTX has about 1.24 billion of cash in total, but they still owe $3.1 billion.
That's just the short-term liability,
Yes.
3.1 billion.
This is to the largest 50 unsecured
Exactly.
creditors.
So there are a lot of other creditors, there are
Yeah.
other lenders that are not mentioned here. So their total liability is about $8 billion that they cannot pay in the short run. That's why they are under Chapter 11, under a reorganization chapter of bankruptcy, where they're asking the lenders to either lower the debt or forgive the debt.
This is how it ballooned. The cryptocurrency was trading at around $15,480 when it
Absolutely.
collapsed, and it was the lowest since November 2020. Think about that, 15,000, and that was the lowest in last 2 years.
Absolutely.
So I don't know, this cryptocurrency from day one has been very, very difficult, But anyway, one person is very difficult to work with, and then you might know, and you may never ever want to work for him. It's Elon Musk of Twitter and Tesla. First Tesla and now Twitter. Elon Musk has let go about 60% of Twitter's workforce.
Well, now we see Elon Musk is requesting, especially the software engineers, the coders, to come back. Apparently, they cut the staff more than what they needed to. They went too far in trimming the staff. So now they are requesting people to come back. And then he has brought back Trump, our former president, on
Yes.
Twitter, and it was not his decision. The way, it's not about what you did, it's how you do things. He has put a poll, and apparently 15 million people responded to the poll.
I mean, he took a safe side. He didn't want to be responsible for bringing Trump back or not. So I think this was okay move. In my opinion, let public decide.
If you look at all the decisions that he's taking,
Yes.
he's taking all these
I
decisions
agree
single-handedly.
I agree. But in this one, I'm okay with
Apparently 52% people said,
Yes.
bring Trump back.
this.
And now
49% said no.
and Trump is back now.
So no, Trump is not back yet. Trump has said that he's not in a hurry to get on Twitter. He said that Twitter has a lot of problems. So let's wait and see what happens, because Trump has his own social media platform, which is called Truth. Right?
Right.
So now this is his company owns a Truth Social. So now he can't leave Truth Social because he's legally binded to stay with Truth Social. So Trump is playing also very safe cards. Let's just wait, and he's putting it on Elon Musk that Twitter has a lot of problems.
It wouldn't be far-fetched if Elon Musk and Trump come together and Twitter acquire the truth media, the true social media.
Imagine the craziness will go beyond the imagination. You know,
put them two together.
And God forbid if Trump becomes president in 2024 and Elon Musk is in charge of Twitter, you can imagine. There's going to be lots of fun and entertainment every day. But this is the one thing I find it just simply unacceptable. Elon Musk recently fired a Twitter engineer in public for replying him with the facts. He must have asked certain questions or whatnot, and this engineer replied with the facts. And obviously, he just couldn't accept the facts because they were the facts. Elon Musk ended up firing that Twitter engineer.
That's not okay. That's disrespectful. That's demeaning everybody. It's a mutually beneficial relationship. When somebody is working for you, you need them as much as they need the job. So, I mean, it's a business decision. Letting somebody go is a business decision as long as you do it respectfully. If you just fire them in public, it's more like Trump getting on the TV, you are fired.
I wish Elon Musk had taken advice from Mr. AJ Kumar of Science APS Services, where employees are happy and they stay, for a longer period of time. All right, quickly, let's move on. We got some interesting stories. Air travel is now going to be, excuse me. All right, quickly move on to the next stories. Government of India decides to get rid of Air Suvidha forms, right? Suvidha means convenience, Air Convenience forms. This is the form that you have to fill out for your corona and vaccine and everything, details and everything. So government of India has decided to
That's a good news. So if you remember, Air Suvidha form only started after corona started. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, we did not have this Air Suvidha nonsense. Now, COVID going away, putting a situation where people were really frustrated. There were long lines at the airport and people did not want to come over there, did not want to visit India. Now hoping Air Suvidha form is going away, it will bring back tourists and they are not as much concerned about COVID situation anymore.
There you go.
That's why it's a good decision.
All right, they are not concerned about COVID situations, but entertainment industry, there is something to be concerned about. We got some good stories. Before we begin with the story of the day, let me just say that Unchai, the movie starring Amitabh Bachchan, Danny, Boman Irani and Anupam Kher, produced by Rajshri Production, directed by Suraj Kumar Barjatia, doing very well business at the box office.
Absolutely.
And Drishyam 2, if you have seen the Drishyam original, what a movie. Awesome movie, Drishyam. And the second part has come out. I have seen the second part. Ajay Devgan and Tabu. That is doing very well. But what's not doing very well is the friendship between Akshay Kumar and Feroz Nadiadwala. Feroz Nadiadwala is a producer of the movie sequel called Hera Fairy. So Hera Fairy and Hera Fairy 2 already came out. Now Hera Fairy 3 was in the pipeline and Feroz Nadiadwala and Akshay Kumar fell off the track because of money situation. Akshay Kumar reportedly asked for 90 crore rupees. All right, so Feroz Nadiadwala decided not to sign him. Then Akshay Kumar goes in the public and says that I decided not to do this movie because I didn't like the script. So he's already hurting the movie because Feroz Nadiadwala has signed Kartik Aaryan, one of the youngest rising Bollywood movie stars, has signed him for some 30 crores.
And I think Kartik Aaryan is a great actor.
Yes.
And Akshay Kumar asking for 90 crore rupees.
And the profit share.
And the profit sharing.
Yes.
It's just too much. I mean, there is a way to do it. 90 crore plus the profit sharing, which the director, the producer cannot afford it. So the producer doesn't have an option but to say, I like you, but I can't afford you. So with that situation, Hera Fairy 3 wouldn't have Akshay Kumar, and we have heard Welcome 2, the next movie, is not going to have Akshay Kumar. So
Awara Pagal Deewana, the sequel, and the Welcome, they're not going to have Akshay Kumar because Akshay Kumar has become very expensive star.
Absolutely.
Pretty soon he's going to be India's citizen. Right now he's a Canadian citizen.
Right.
So pretty soon he'll be citizen of India. All right, now let's bring in some sports news. Oh boy, I'm excited. Let's talk about FIFA. The World Cup has started. it's a really, really exciting to watch matches. And this country, Qatar, has so many restrictions for the World Cup matches and everything, right?
Absolutely.
Still, fans are over there and following all the restrictions because Qatar, is obviously a Muslim country, and they have certain restriction on alcohol and the hotel rooms and people and blah blah everything. So, but it's doing well. And this Argentina upset was a major upset because Saudi
Absolutely.
Arabia beat Argentina 2-1. Now Argentina team is led by Lionel Messi, and this could be his last World Cup. And they were leading 1-0 till almost the final few minutes of the game, and Saudi Arabia scored two
Well,
goals.
Argentina can still come back, but consider, I mean, from a business perspective, a beer company, Budweiser, is sponsoring FIFA, the whole World Cup, in a country where you cannot drink beer.
There you go. And you know what? FIFA, the Qatar government announced 2 days before the FIFA World Cup start date that you can't drink alcohol in a stadium.
public.
All right, on a quickly, 30 seconds. India versus New Zealand. Of course, India won the T20 series by 1-0 because one game was rained out. The second game was tied because of DLS method.
So what was
And-
surprising over there in this series was the younger team
Yes.
that the India was bringing in.
Exactly.
So there was
And-
no Kohli,
and then-
there was no Rohit
and
Sharma.
so the ODI series has started now. As we go into the taping, it's going to start soon. So ODI series will also have younger players. All right. With that note, we come to an end of this, the Business Talk with AJ right here on ITV Gold. AJ Kumar, thank you so very much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And viewers, please make a note. Reach out to Science CPS Services 908-380-6876 or sciencecpsservices.com. I am Sanjeev Pandya, wishing you all happy and lucky days ahead. And please go easy on holiday shopping. So long.
Thank you.